Here we have an equation and we have to solve for the variable x. That is, we have to find the value of x in this equation. Usually when we have this kind of equations, what we'll be doing is we'll try to combine the three fractions on the left side over here. So if I want to add three fractions, I must get the same denominator. But here the denominators are not same, they are different. So, but all the three denominators are numerical values. So what we'll be trying to do is we will be trying to get the least common multiple of the three denominators. But here each denominator so is 1,000. So 2023, 2024, 2025. So if I want to get the least common multiple of these three denominators, it will be a huge value, and also it will take more time for calculation. So in this, to solve this kind of equations, we may have to use some special tricks. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the stuff on the left side as it is. Let me complete it. That is x over 2024 here, and the third term is x positive 2 over 2025. I am writing the stuff on the right side 6 as 2 positive 2 positive 2. So because 3 2's will add up to positive 6. Okay, now here it's a positive 2, it's positive 2. There are three positive 2's. Okay, if I want to get rid of the first positive 2, what I need to do is I have to subtract 2 from both sides. So to get rid of this first 2, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. To get rid of this, the second positive 2, again I have to subtract 2 from both sides. Okay, for the third one also, I do the same thing. I subtract 2 from both sides. Okay, so now this 2, negative 2, 2, negative 2, 2, negative 2 will cancel out. So let me write this stuff over here. I get x negative 2 over 2023 negative 2 positive, x over 2024 negative 2 positive, x positive 2 over 2025 negative 2 equals to, on the right side nothing is there because all of them are cancelled, so we get 0. Okay, now first let me simplify this stuff. So here there is a subtraction between a fraction and an integer. So whenever there is a subtraction or addition between a fraction and an integer, so there is an easy way to simplify this. What we need to do is we have to multiply the integer part by the denominator of the fraction. So once I'm done with this multiplication, I can take this 2023 as a common denominator. So to simplify this one, I'm going to multiply this integer 2 by 2023. So then I'll be getting x negative 2. I'm taking this negative as this. 2023 times 2 will be 4046. And once I'm done with this multiplication, I can take this 2023 as a common denominator. Okay, the same thing I have to do for this one. So I get x. I'm taking this negative sign. 2 times 2024 will be 4048 over, and we have to take this as a common denominator, that is 2024. Okay, so positive, and x positive 2. Now we have to multiply x positive 2, and we can take this negative sign over here. 2 times 2025 will be 4050 over 2025. Okay, now let's simplify this. So when I combine negative 2, negative 4046, it will be x negative 4048 over 2023. The second one, x negative 4048. So there is no change in the second one. It's already simplified. In the third one, when I combine positive 2 and negative 4050, it will become negative 4048. So that is, I'm getting x negative 4048 over 2025. On the right side, I have 0. Sorry, I forgot to put 0 here. Okay, now I find the same stuff in numerator of each fraction, that is x negative 4048. So I can factor x negative 4048 from each fraction. So if I factor x negative 4048 out, then I'll have what will I have left in numerator. So I have to assume there is it is multiplied by 1. If this one is factored out, we'll have 1 left in numerator of the first fraction. Then I'll be getting 1 over 2023, the first fraction. So the same thing, I mean the same assumption I have to make in the second fraction. Let's assume this is multiplied by 1. If this one is factored out, we'll have 1 left in the numerator of the second fraction. So then the second fraction will become 1 over 2024 positive. The third fraction we get 1 over 2025 equals to 0. Here, the product of this one and this one equals to 0. So whenever the product of two values is equal to 0, either the first value can be 0 or the second value can be 0 or both the values can be 0. But here, I'm pretty sure the second value cannot be 0. So because this is a positive value, this is a positive value, this is a positive value. So I'm adding 3 positive values. The addition of 3 positive values can never be 0. So the addition of 3 positive values always greater than 0. So this is greater than 0. So that means this is not equal to 0. So if this is not equal to, I mean, the second term is not equal to 0. So definitely the first term, I mean, the x negative 40, x negative 4048 must be 0, so that the product of these two quantities must be equal to 0. So that is x negative 4048 must be 0. So to solve for x, what I need to do is I have to add 4048 to both sides. When I do so, this one will cancel out. Then I get x equals to 4048.